make my Christmas tree, I'm going to use this DIY yarn and a size G hook and a stitch marker. Okay, so let's get started on this. Okay, to get started, I'm going to make 6 single crochet in a magic ring. My pattern on my blog says to do 6. Did chain 2 and do 6 in the second chain from the hook. And you can do that, but I'm going to make a magic ring because I like magic ring. So that's 4, 5, 6. Pull it shut. Now we get started on our first round. Just so you know, we are working in the back loops and we are working in continuous rounds. So in the first one, in the back loops, we're going to do 2 single crochet. Okay, it shouldn't split like that. That's not cool. I'm going to do 1 in the next. 2 in the next stitch. 1 in the next. 2 in the next. And 1 in our last one, and we should have 9 in this round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we have 9. And then in every other row, we are not going to do any increases. We're going to do single crochet even around. So that's why we have our marker. We're supposed to mark the first stitch so we don't get lost. So 1 in each around. Okay, now we're back at the beginning of the round and we're going to do our next increase row. Do 2 in the first, and 1 in the next 2. So that's 1. And 2. Try to get more yarn here. So again, we get 2. And 1 in the next 2. I'm going to do an increase, 2 in that one. One in the next 2, and we should have a total of 12 in each one. And 12. Then again we do a row even. Find my marker. Do a row even around in single crochet. So it's every other round is just 1 single crochet in the back loops, Then on our increase round, we do 2 and single crochet. In the next row it'll be 3. You can kind of start seeing our Christmas tree forming. So we're on our increase row. So we're going to do an increase of doing 2. And then we're going to mark our beginning stitch. The one in the next 3. Do 2. One in the next 3. Do our increase, doing 2, and we're all still working in the back loops, and then we finish it up with 3. So if you can get what we're going on here, so the next row is going to be even around, and then the next row, the increase round, we do 2 in the first one, and then the next one, because we just did 3, will be 4. Then in 2 rounds will be 5, and so on until you have 2, increase of 2 in the next 10, with a total of 36 stitches. So I will meet you up again when my tree has reached 36 stitches. Okay, I have finished my last row. I have 36 stitches across. As you can see, I've already started to stuff it. So what I'm going to do now is that this last row was an increase row. I am not going to do another row of no increases, so I'm going to finish it off right here. So I'm just going to slip stitch this into the first stitch, cut this off and finish off. And then we're going to move on to the base. To attach the base to the bottom of this. So look at that turning out kind of cute. I don't know if I can get it all on the camera, but so we're going to move on and make the base for this tree. Oh, there's our base. There's our tree. Alright, to make our base, we are going to start with a magic ring like before. Chain 1 and do 6 in this magic ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to put shut our ring. We are still going to work in continuous rounds, but we're going to be working in both loops. So what we're going to do is then do 2 single crochets in every stitch around. So that's 1, 2. I'm going to mark you so I don't get lost. Let's do, I'm going to do 2 in every stitch around. So that's 2. Two around, and we should have 12. We got 12. And then yeah, 12. Alright, for our next row, 2 in the first one, and the mark you. 1 in the next stitch. 2, and 1. We're going to do 2 up. And we're going to do 2. So that's 2, then 2. Alright, and the next row, do 2. Then I do it next 3 and repeat that around. Next row, we do 2, and 1 in the next 4. Next 4, and you repeat that around. Oh, and a marker came out. Alright, finishing up this last round, that is 36 stitches around. That should fit on the bottom of our tree. So the next thing we would need to do is to sew or attach the base to this tree, and you can do that several ways. You can whip stitch that shut, but I am going to do a row of single crochet around. So this tail from the tree, I'm just going to tuck it back in the tree. And I'm going to go in a line, and then I'm just going to do single, I'm going to attach by doing single crochets around. So I was going to go into the next stitch. Oops. So you would go through the 2 loops. And I'm going to go through 2 loops base, and then you single crochet that together, so that we do that around. So you might want to consider making sure that your tree is stuffed or stuffed to how you like this, especially when you get toward the end. We're going to go through both with the 2 loops on the base and the 2 corresponding 2 loops on our tree, and then we're going to do that around. Or if you want to keep the ridge going, you could put your hook through the 2 loops on your base and only the front loop of the tree. Might actually look better this way. Okay, and then I will show you, and you might, as you go, you might want to make sure that you have the stuffing that you desire is fully stuffed for your tree. Okay, we have reached the end, and all we're going to do to finish this is the slip stitch with the first stitch and finish this off. And we would just sew that tail in. Oh, I should probably pick a needle that will fit my yarn. Yeah, that's probably, actually, that's the only tail we finish off, because the tails from the tree is part of the stuffing. It's been tucked in. The tail that would have been from the base is also tucked in, so you only have to deal with the tail, and you can just tuck that in. And cut it off. There we have it. There's our tree. And I still have quite a bit of yarn left over. Not sure it'll be enough to make another tree, but you can adapt the size of your tree by how many more increases that you want to do. Just remember, how many stitches that you ended up at your base, that when at the bottom of your tree, when you make your base, make sure they match the number of stitches that you ended with for the tree. So if you like this, please like, and if you want to see more content like this, please let me know in the comments, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.